Alright, so as you guys are aware, the truck is kind of down for the count right now. So this one's going to be down for a little bit till I figure out what the oil leak issue is. It still runs really good, so it's really weird. It's kind of amusing to me how much oil is just spitting all over the place, but we're going to take this one down for a little bit and work on the Z. So I do have the radiator in the new position right now. So it was like sucked way up against the engine. So I moved it down a little bit, built a little bracket for it. I just TIG welded some, like an aluminum bracket, but I think what I'm gonna do is remake that out of steel. So it'll be a little bit stronger, and I need a little more practice with the TIG welder yet. So that's a really tough position to get into, I found, because I had it bolted up and it was really tough to mock it up. So instead of fighting with it for an entire day, I'm just gonna resort back to my fabulous MIG skills. I might use the TIG on the steel because I can use magnets and stuff to hold it together, but we'll see. So that's going to be the radiator position. That's what I'm going to work on today. I'm going to go get all new material for it, and what I want to do is build a bracket that's going to hold the radiator in place, and I can bolt the bumper to. So I may get like some round bar stock and actually bend a frame that I can bolt that thing to, and that should work out pretty good. But that's the plan. Let's do it. Alrighty, gents, so this is what we got going on. I remade the brackets out of the flat stock steel now, so I actually went 2 bolt holes instead of just the one, so it doesn't pivot. It'll be in there nice and nice. Cut the plate on the bottom, so I'm going to weld that together now. Basically just going to tack it up. I'm going to try to use the TIG welder with it. It should be decent. It seems like I can get tacks with no filler a lot easier with the steel, which might make sense, but going to do this now. I did measure the bottom of these so they're flush with the bottom of the oil pan. So there's some cross members and stuff that go below the oil pan. So these will be flush with the bottom of the oil pan, and this should be flush pretty much with the bottom of the lowest point, and still be able to fit inside the bumper. So let's do it. Alright, well, I'm not going to be able to do that because my argon bottle is completely empty. So I had to look because I just turned it up. I knew it was low, but that's why it was just kind of really looking like garbage all over the place. And it wasn't working very well because there was no argon flowing. So I'm going to switch to the MIG and we'll get this thing done. Oh, there we go. That wasn't so bad. Then we'll zip this one on. Alrighty, so we got the first bottom brackets done. I'll weld it up. So that should be good for now. So what I think I'm going to do now is take probably one of these square tubing, and what I want to do, what I want to do with the rounds is almost use this like a pin holder. That's my idea with this round tube. And maybe even use it for some bolt holes for the bumper. So I want to take this square and then have it bolt to the top section here, but then bend it around so the bumper has something to bolt to, and then connect the bumper piece to whatever's going to hold the top of the radiator. So that's the plan. Okay, got a little bit more done. So I decided instead of going over the top, there's these bolts that were holding the AC condenser on the front. So I just bent this piece and shot some bolts through into those mounting tabs, and then I welded another plate on the side here so this thing is nice and sturdy, and it does actually go just with the 2 bolts. It's all one piece, so the whole thing will come off, but if I take these bolts out I can still pull the radiator out with keeping the bracket on. So that's kind of how I wanted to do it, and that's how it is. Alright, so we got the hood back on. It's just kind of flopped on the top there. So I wanted to test fit it and to see if I'm having any clearance issues. I think I'm going to have to pop this out a little bit, which is why I'm going to wait to do the mounting points for here, because I might have to push this out a little bit. So right now it is hitting the hood latch. The hood latch is actually hitting the radiator. So that's the issue that I'm having right now. You can see the little piece that would latch the hood before is hitting where the radiator is. This does have hood pins, so I'll probably just get rid of that thing and just use the hood pins. But other than that, it looks like it's fitting pretty nice so far. I might have to clearance a little bit for the radiator fill cap and maybe the throttle body. I'm not sure yet, but it actually looks like it's pretty close. And I actually think I'm not going to have an issue, because if you look at how high this hood comes up because of the bow on it, it actually looks like it's going to be plenty to clear. Because I was looking at the throttle body straight across like this, and it was kind of standing up a little bit. But if I close this down, it's right up and over the throttle body, so I don't even think it's going to have any issue clearing. Alright, so I went a little bit farther with this thing, and I cleaned out the back. There was a lot kind of holding the back of the hood up before. So I took the nuts off where the hood mounts to the hinges. So the mounting bolts are actually inside the hinges now, and kind of flushed it up as good as I could, and I put one of the hood pins back on. So this is actually attached to the hood pin back where it would normally be, how it was before. And it has more clearance than it did before. Watch. So when I push down, that noise is the hood latch hitting the radiator, which I thought it was hanging up before. So now it's not even hitting it. I have to push down on it for it to hit, and I basically would just need to pop this bumper out and get that in the right spot. I could probably come down a little bit with this in the front, but this bumper kind of never really fit right. I probably have some old pictures of it, but it was always kind of, I don't know, flat in this spot. Didn't really seem like it lined up very well to begin with. But as far as clearance goes, guys, I don't think we're gonna have an issue. This thing doesn't hit at all. Throttle body doesn't hit. Intake isn't gonna hit it. Radiator doesn't hit. We just gotta finish it up.